I still can't believe you went. What are you thinking? Going to that place? Wish you hadn't got yourself into this mess, but you did. You can't run forever. I know you were just trying to do right by me, so I need you to do what's right by us. Now, please, Kaz. I am so tired of fighting. I just want it to be over. I want you home. The girls want you home, but if you don't deal with this, then we are done for good. I love you. But I won't wait forever. Sus.
I need your help here!
Yeah, maybe we should just leave this alone. I have been away for a little too long. So long, in fact, that Christmas came early and I missed the window of opportunity to make the joke about Christmas in July. Fuck! Still Wakes the Deep is a narrative-driven horror game released by the Chinese Room. If you know what that means, then prepare for a walking simulator. Okay, it's not quite that, but if you know some of the other games that they release, it feels very similar. Generally, they are games that feature some great sound design, great stories, and poor implementation for everything else. This being a horror game can definitely feel like it is at times, but often you are not really in danger unless you try to die. This turned me off from the game initially, but the story, sound, and setting were so good, I had to dig into this.
Remember, Jesus loves you, Kaz. Everyone else thinks you're a god now.
Alright, pal.
It ultimately made for a bittersweet feeling, much like when I'm sucking the toes of my super hot girlfriend only to get something gooey in my teeth.
Stop! Now!
You play as a Scottish man working on a Scotland oil rig, so the first thing you should do is turn on the subtitles because they might as well be speaking another language.
Rennick got a letter this morning from the mainland and he's been up to high dough ever since. Heard he's gunning for you. Christ, I need a smoke.
Your name is Kaz. Your wife wants to divorce you and you are forced to work during the holiday season. Fantastic. For that lovely season, your boss did surprise you with something though. You are being fired, arrested, and he dug up a special gift for you. That gift causes a minor inconvenience to the rig and you lose your footing into the water below, somehow surviving only to wake up with that special gift melting people and turning them into monsters. Whoopee! I won't get into spoilers here, but I do want to point to the fantastic setting here. An oil rig in the middle of the ocean is about as isolated as possible. On top of that, if you have ever seen an oil rig in real life, they are massive. These things feel like a massive spaceship sometimes because of all the airlock doors, close corridors, and how they all twist and turn into each other. It makes for a great setting for monsters to chase you around. Kinda like a little known horror classic called Alien. Most horror games will often have a player play through an area or setting after the initial outbreak is done. This is usually so they don't have to program as many human encounters and to make the player feel more alone. But I've personally always wanted to play a game that took place during the initial outbreak, because I think something is just as scary when you are alone as when your buddy next to you is being eaten alive. This definitely scratches that itch, and allows you to see everything as it quickly falls apart, just like most of my dating life. I can tell you without much context that this game looks okay. I'm not going to say it's bad because there are definitely moments where it shines really well, and moments when it doesn't look quite right. One thing I feel I should mention is the default settings. At least in my game, for some reason there seemed to be some kind of weird motion blur or choppiness, bit of screen tearing to everything when I played. The frame rate fluctuates really badly, and it wasn't looking good, so if some of the footage looks a bit off, that's why. If you have the same issue, just lower the quality and optimize the performance a bit, and it should fix the problem. Not sure why we still have this issue in 2024, but here we are. I feel like there is just some guy in the office who thinks that choosing between functional mode or dysfunctional mode, but now that Beefbox is in 4K, is a valuable choice for most gamers. A note to that guy, it isn't. Like I said before, if you've played Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, then you've played this game but with slightly worse lighting. Gameplay consists of pushing forward until you are done. Great name for a sex tape, take notes. When you encounter an obstacle, it's usually some kind of QuickTime event that requires minimal input and is hard to screw up unless the game bugs and doesn't detect the input. Or you drown because this game's movement really makes you feel like an overweight blue-collar worker, whose swim speed is as fast as my float down lazy river speed. No wait, that might even be faster. I would say more here, but I'm being honest when I say that there really isn't much more to say. The gameplay is as flat as Faithful Frank's undead ass.
Huh?
There really isn't much to it, and if you're expecting more, then I'm sorry, but look towards Smoke's ass. I mean, Evil Within 2. But this game does do some things really well.
Well, here we fucking go.
For starters, the sound design is not only well done, but really well done.
What the fuck is that?
They cleverly use ambient noises and distant sounds to keep you on edge and feeling immersed in the game. It was genuinely a pleasure to massage my eardrums with all the wonderful howls and screams of people being devoured. While the entire game is scripted, of course, for a first-time playthrough without any previous knowledge of what was going to happen, it was fun. Sometimes there would be a sound that just sounded so awful that I was scared to think of what could be making it.
Look, we're here.
Christ, Cass. He's here. He's in the wall.
Oh, easy. What are you on about? Who's here?
Under the admin module. He's haunting us. He's coming back. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me.
Fuck.
I'm going to be spoiling the hell out of this short game because it is very short. So if you want to experience it all for yourself, skip to this timestamp. Alright, so to sum it up quickly, from the moment that the rig is attacked by the marker from Dead Space, you are sent to do task after task trying to fix it because, according to administration, this will be a temporary setback and work will resume as normal in 15 minutes. Of course, by this point, we have seen dead bodies and a friend of ours turning into something, so that seems pretty unlikely. He still seems like he is mostly human, but I don't want to take that risk. Zombies seem mostly human, doesn't mean that I'll hesitate to check them with a 45. However, since we were just fired like 10 minutes ago, I think we're in the clear to just bail out on the lifeboats that are totally not just for show, right? Oh shit. Okay, well there's still that helicopter on the landing pad that we could hitch a ride on. Oh, you motherfuck! Okay, so things are pretty bad. Despite what's happening, if we don't act fast, the rig is going to go down and take us with it. So we need to repair things before we can focus on leaving.
I'm not going down there again, fucking gibble.
Along the way, we meet back up with our good old diabetic friend, Roy.
Bloody hellfire!
Roy does need insulin frequently, but mostly he doesn't want to leave with us to find solutions because he's a massive pussy. JK, I should mention that I do love a lot of the characters' acting and dialogue in this game. It's honestly 80% why I stuck with it.
You won't leave me. It's bloody terrifying up there.
I'm not leaving you,
I
pal.
wouldn't blame you if you did, mate.
I mean, you got all the food in here for a start.
More weird stuff is happening to both the rig and the people in it, There are these weird tentacle things that seem to be pulsating. Is it alive? And are those people? Ugh. What's happening here? The more time we spend on this rig, the more Lovecraftian things keep happening, so I just want to leave as soon as possible. As we fix things and more break, we continue to see the deterioration of the rig, people, and the things that those people are becoming. It isn't directly killing them, at least I don't think, because some part of who they are remains within them, as if their body has just been hijacked by something that wants to spread like some kind of disease. We link up with what few survivors are left and devise a plan to try and save the rig from exploding, or sinking, or a combination of the two at the same time. Roy gives us a call though, and tells us that he is about to die, so we decide to help him out instead of everyone else. We find the meds and what's left of Roy. The acting here is actually really good, so good in fact that I won't show most of it because I think it is a moment worth experiencing for yourself. While the plan to save the rig worked, we still don't have a way off the rig. After all we sacrificed to get here, it seems like maybe the best thing to do is to burn it all away. Yes, that is actually the ending. If you were maybe expecting a bit more, or maybe some answers to some of the questions that got built up while you played this game, then you're not getting them, and I don't blame you for being disappointed. On one hand, it is a fitting ending that does make sense. On the other hand, I kinda wanted a bit more. The game has a great story and terrible gameplay. I would say that I recommend this game to people since it's so short you could probably finish it in a single sitting. However, for being sold at full price at $35, I really think you might feel cheated. I have played and even reviewed games with more meat on their bones for a lower price. This just isn't worth it if you ask me. Get it for free or close to it if you really are curious, but for now, I think I need to get back to mastering the fine arts of becoming a monster. See you next time.